people of Ghana, it's a Nigerian pleasure bringing you political news. George Opare has actually been nominated as the youth minister, and it has actually caused a lot of mixed reaction, and it's several debates that people are actually beginning to come out to say their bits about it. George Opare, the National Youth Organizer of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), has been nominated by the presidential-elect as the Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment. A move that has actually captured a wide stream of attention. Opare, known as his creative arts, active roles in engaging and mobilizing young people with the NDC, is now set to take a high-profile government position that has sparked mixed reaction across the political and public circles. This has actually caused so much talk as people are beginning to say that it's actually his calling to come out and handle youth, because he's been doing it right from the onset. Now it has actually gained him enough opportunity as he has been elected the youth organizer of National Democratic Congress by the president of the country, and waiting for the parliament to actually implement it. In as much as this has actually been his role, but nominating him was never part of what people were expecting from the president. In as much as so many youths also applauded the president for bringing such youth as the youth development and empowerment person coming out, they actually have said that he is actually very good in what he has done, because on his own he has been very active in engaging the youth, especially the NDC youth, and making sure that he mobilizes them within the NDC party and even outside the NDC party. And it's now time for him to actually set this profile government position that has sparked this reaction. Saying that he has actually been good with it doesn't mean that he can do the works that are in there. The NDC National Youth Organizer nominated as Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment designated. People are saying that he might not really be the best position to do this because he might be premature in it. He doesn't really have some good quality of experience, being that he has not handled any specific or serious role before. Now, coming as a Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment is actually a very big assignment for him, and they are calling out to know if he can actually do this on his own. If confirmed that Parliament, that Opare will be tasked with spearheading initiative aimed at empowering Ghanaians youth. His responsibility will encompass developing and overseeing policies related to education, empowerment, entrepreneurship, and skill training. This is actually a very big assignment, as people have seen it that he might not be able to actually table this position. He might not be able to work as this new office of Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, because it actually has a lot of assignments and it has to do with the youth, which are the future of this country. And coming out to say that youth, anything youth, what has to do with education, empowerment, entrepreneurship, and skill training, where is he going to get this knowledge? Because he has not actually held this position before. But people, some of the persons actually believe that he can do it. Yes, he can actually do it, being as he has spearheaded some youthful organization in the past, in as much as it's not as big as this role and the organization and the party assignment that has been given to him now. But being that he is a youth himself, so he actually wears these shoes, he knows where these shoes is pinching, and then he can actually advocate, organize these people for the betterment of the country. When it comes to education, the youth are the spearheaded people. The youth are actually the people that should embark in this education. The empowerment, a lot of youth are actually doing some illegal activities because of lack of empowerment. As we all know, Ghana will have most of these young people that actually put their hands in one or two ungodly acts and one of two things that actually, when you ask them, they'll tell you that there's no work anywhere, there's no work in Ghana. So what do you expect them to be feeding on? How do you expect them to live on? And all vices. Now, having a youth as in charge of education and empowerment is actually a very good way to go. And another one is at the entrepreneurship, making the youth understand how it is to be the boss of their own, and making them understand that they can actually strive and get this momentum they actually need in every sector of their life. And giving them skills. Skill training is actually one primary thing that the youth actually lacks, and they need it. In as much as the past administration actually held some trainings, the skill trainings like yield and other trainings, which we also heard that they did for the girls that were actually carrying load, not just getting them a hostel, but actually giving them this training. This is basic thing that the Ghana youth actually needs, and making him to spearhead it is actually a very important role for him. Given the crucial role youth development plays in the country's future, this appointment comes at a victorial time as Ghana seeks to address the challenges facing its younger populations. These are the problems we youth have in the population: lack of job opportunity, lack of entrepreneurship, lack of skill trainings, and even education. Now the NDC has taken it upon the shoulder to actually fix this, making a judge the minister for youth and development to actually spearhead this and make the population at least to get greater achievements in this. Supporters of Opare and those nomination believe his deep understanding of youth issues and his commitment to advocacy within the NDC will actually allow him to make specific strides in addressing the needs of young people. Many argue that his leadership will bring a new energy to the position, and his first-hand experience in youth engagement will enable him to actually create impactful and inclusive policy. Now the youth are actually saying that's their mind, because they actually seen how he has tried to organize youth in the first place. Now they believe, most of the youth believe that he can do this very effectively, he can do it very well. While some other believe that he will not be in the best position to do this. And however, there are critics who actually question whether Judge Ado's political experience is enough to manage such a critical position. It might not really be an obstacle, because there are rooms to learn, there are a lot of room for improvement. But knowing that he has not held this opportunity and this position before doesn't really mean he will not do well with it. That's why I want some people to actually understand in this, and it might not still be an enough reason for them to strip him from this position that has been given to him already, in as much as his political experience is not really enough to manage such a critical ministry. Some have actually raised concern about his ability to actually handle the complexities of these national level youth development programs, arguing that his background in political organization may not fully equip him for this scale and the task ahead of it. As the nomination awaits parliamentary confirmation, the debate surrounding George's suitability for this role continues to evolve. But we really know that he can actually do this. Please do comment your reserve. Also do well to like, comment, and follow. Put on the notification bell so you get all our news one by one. Thanks, my people.